Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am in my apron because we are going to be doing a cook and clean with me video. Generally speaking, I would not do like an intro on this particular type of video, but I did want to kind of put this out there. This is not a super easy weeknight meal. I am going to be showing you how I make my chili, which is a fairly time-consuming dinner. It's a lot of just letting it sit in the oven while you kind of get everything else done, but it's definitely one of those simmer all day Sunday night dinners. So that's what we'll be making today, and I'll also take you through cleaning my kitchen because it's disgusting. I've cleaned it twice today and it is back to being disgusting. So like I said, we're gonna make this chili, we're gonna clean my kitchen, and I'm gonna stop yapping. If you like this type of video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you'd like to see next. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button before you leave, and let's get into this. Alright, so we're starting off with 3 pounds of ground beef. I'm using this much because I'm gonna make a really big batch so that we have leftovers in future meals. We have 2 large onions. I have a couple of cloves of garlic. Then in the back we have 2 20-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes, unseasoned. There are 2 cans of diced tomatoes with green chilies. A can of chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Then we have diced tomatoes, 2 cans of that unseasoned. There are also 2 cans of chili beans in mild chili sauce. You can find these just about anywhere. Alright, so then we have some cayenne pepper, we have some paprika, we have cumin, and then the best spice, chipotle chili pepper. This makes all the difference in this particular chili. And a little bit of crushed red pepper. The final ingredients are turmeric because I put it in absolutely everything, and then some salt and some pepper, and that's all you'll need for this recipe. Okay, so what I'm doing here is taking out some chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. This I had from the last time I made it, and I'm going to make a blended paste by adding a little bit of water just to thin it out. I used about 1/4 cup, maybe 1/3 cup. I really just want it to a thin paste consistency, but I don't want it too watery. And then I'm going to take my cloves of garlic, and what I'm going to do is just smash them to get the skins off them and crush them, but I'm not going to chop them up. I don't want fine pieces of it, I just want the flavor. Then I've got the onions, and I'm just going to chop these. I'm going to dice these into a rough chop. You don't have to be precise. They're basically just going to melt into the chili. Everything in this just kind of melts together, and you can't really distinguish tomatoes from onions from beef, and it's really, really lovely. So you don't have to be precise here. I'm just adding some olive oil to my big Dutch oven and preheating it a little bit. I'm going to dump all of the ground beef into it and let this partially cook. I don't want it cooked all the way through. Once it is partially cooked, I'll go ahead and show you the next step. So once it's partially cooked like this, you can see there's still a little bit of pink here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add all of the onions that I chopped. I think this is about 2.5 cups of onions. I can never have too many onions in anything. So dump all of those in and cook the beef the rest of the way. Here I'm going to start adding all of my spices. I do not have exact measurements. It's kind of a palmful here, a sprinkle here, a dash there. I'll try to have some better measurements down below in the recipe. It will be in the description box for you. But I'm going to add all of those spices in, and then I'm going to add the adobo and chili pepper paste and let that kind of simmer for about 2 minutes. let it all get to know one another, and then I'm going to start adding all of my canned ingredients. Once all of the canned ingredients are put into this pot with the ground beef and the onions and the seasonings and all of that good stuff, I'm going to go ahead and give this a good mix. I'm going to reduce the heat on the stove to medium-low, probably 3 or 4. I'm going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees, and I'm going to start cleaning up some of the mess that's accumulated here.
I know where we can go, where the sunrise lasts forever, and it's all you and me. We'll kiss the sky goodnight.
Alright, so from here I am going to stir my chili once again, make sure there's nothing too stuck to the bottom of it. I'm going to partially cover this, leave a little bit of a vent there, and put it into the oven. This is going to go for about 3 hours. The longer you let it go, the better it gets. If you want to put it in for 6 hours at 200 degrees, perfectly fine, going to cook just the same. It's so good, so slow cooked. It is the best, and leftovers are even better. So now I am just chopping some of the onions for topping on the chili. Again, I can't have too many onions, so it's got to go on top of my chili as well. All of those scraps to the side, I'm going to grab a bag and label it soup fixins. Basically, this I'm going to put in the freezer, and I'm going to use the next time I make stock. The skins, everything go into my stock when I make it. And then I'm going to clean up a little bit more in the kitchen.
We'll get real lost. We'll get real lost again. Just run away with me, darling. We'll get real lost. We'll get real lost again.
I'm going to take the pot out just about halfway through the cooking time and give it a nice mix. Again, make sure nothing is stuck to the bottom. I find that if I stick my hand into the oven with a spoon to stir it, I get severe burns, so I don't do that anymore, and I don't recommend anybody else do that either. So take the pot out, give it a stir, and then put it back in for another hour and a half. When I say this takes a while, it takes a while. As you can see, I'm showered and I am in my pajamas. So I'm taking this out, I'm giving it a stir, and I'm going to leave it on the stove for a few minutes. then go ahead and serve it up, and serve it with the toppings you like. We like sour cream, cheese, onions. You can put some jalapenos on it, some hot sauce on it, anything you'd like. Once dinner is served and we've filled ourselves, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the rest of the kitchen. So here you can see I'm taking some Ziploc freezer bags, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put any leftovers that I'm not using for the rest of the week for lunches or chili dogs or anything like that. I'm going to fill these quart bags with the chili, and I'm going to put them in the fridge to cool down, and then I'm going to freeze them for later meals. So we have 3 more suppers in the freezer because I took the time on a Sunday to make just about 5 meals worth of chili for myself and Michael. This is again serving 2 people with leftovers. So that is it for this cook and clean with me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one.